A Message to the World is an Olympic-themed project which engages young people in creating personal messages about what matters to them for display on a website with a global audience. The project invited young people to use multiple art forms to showcase their talents, express their opinions, and collaborate internationally. To create their messages, participants first selected their theme from the 7 Olympic values, choosing the one that resonated the most with them and considered how this value was expressed within their community. To begin, schools had the opportunity to decide on how they wanted to work and the format that their messages would take. Schools started by picking out the art forms they wished to explore. We highlighted some of the areas that we felt were most relevant for this project, but these were by no means exhaustive, and schools were invited to try out what they wanted or link these ideas to work they were already doing. Some schools had a very clear idea of what they wanted to do, but we encouraged schools to start by exploring a number of different options and engage in a school-wide process of deciding which they would pick. Schools embraced the opportunity for harnessing their students' passions, skills and interests, and for developing their technological know-how. Creating a piece of work to go on the Message to the World website meant that schools needed to consider their format carefully and explore what would ultimately provide the best medium for exploring their students' views. Working in small teams under the guidance of a creative practitioner, the participants explored the themes in their primary art form, for example, poetry or spoken word, where the children worked with a writer, or the school could have decided to work with a journalist to carry out student interviews. Both of these might have ended up as podcasts, or the school might have decided to film their poems. Photographs could become flash movies, or the students could have expressed a wish to display these more traditionally. We believe that working in this way gave schools the chance to express their priorities in a flexible way. For example, one school wanted to explore ways in which their students would work in mixed gender groups. This was achieved by exploring dance from across the world. Students were drawn into working in mixed gender groups through traditional dances, but this also served as a link to celebrate multilingualism and internationalism. A Message to the World enabled schools to reinvigorate their links to their twin school abroad or create new partnerships where these didn't exist. This aspect of the project gave schools continued opportunities for cross-curricular exploration, linking to modern foreign languages, a subject which is sometimes overlooked in creative projects, is an obvious choice, but all sorts of other opportunities also existed for cross-curricular exploration. And the project supported young people in making a positive contribution. At the heart of A Message to the World lies the question, what difference do we make, and how do our values serve to make our communities stronger? However the students participated in the programme, the structure meant that they all engaged in decision-making, consultation and negotiation. Considering what values matter to them and examining the values that are important to young people in other countries developed tolerance and respect. We hope that the participating students will continue to feel an affinity with cities which are linked to the Olympics in some way, either through being previous hosts, for example hosting the first ever Youth Olympics in the case of Singapore, or in being the next hosts in the case of Rio. London 2012 gives schools a fantastic opportunity to share their skills and showcase London's excellence in creative learning and education. As well as enriching the students' learning experience, we believe that international projects can also develop students' understanding of London's function as a global capital city. Our past experiences have shown that having an opportunity to showcase their locality to the world engenders pride, but also invites young people to consider more profoundly the elements that make their city valuable and unique, and to explore how they can make the most of where they live. A Message to the World can at first appear to be quite complex, but in reality it was child's play and a lot of fun. There were 4 phases. The first was the planning phase, the second the delivery phase, which included structured workshops where students researched and created the raw material for their message to the world. The third part of the project was concerned with the international collaborations and supporting the schools to manage these, and the final part of the project involved uploading the messages onto this website. We hope the Message to the World website will provide schools with an ongoing resource to provoke future discussions about the Olympic Games and the impact on London. Pierre de Coubertin's original vision as an educationalist relied on embedding the inspirational power of the Olympic Games in schools. We believe that the best way to achieve this is by empowering young people to believe that they have the power to change and transform their lives, circumstances, and environment. We believe that this message to the world will transform the 2012 Games into the greatest learning opportunity on Earth.